Well, good evening there to you, ladies and gentlemen. This is Scott Manning coming to you live from Scott Manning Sports Talk. I want to thank all my loyal viewers for being with me here tonight. It is now time for the Scott Manning YouTube College Basketball Podcast Wrap-Up Show. The show is now underway. I got a lot to talk about here. I got 5 big games I wanted to talk about from earlier today. I'm also going to hand out my Scott Manning Basketball Hardwood Awards, and I'm actually going to give a Game of the Day pick. I haven't done that in college basketball yet, but I want to do it today because all 5 of these games were Game of the Day nominees and Game of the Day worthy today. So let's get started, and we're going to start with the biggest shock of the day. Illinois out of the Big Ten. The Illinois Fighting Illini. Only their 7th win of the season, but it's a big one. They knocked off number 13 Maryland today, 78-67 at Madison Square Garden at the greatest arena in the world. They got the job done. What can you say? Ayo Busami, 20.6 assists, 2 big steals in that game. Tavion Jones, 18 points, 4 rebounds, 2 steals himself. Andreas Felix, 15.6 rebounds, 2 assists, 3 steals himself today in this upset victory. For Maryland, Bruno Fernando, 19 points, 10 rebounds. Jalen Smith, 11.7 rebounds. Anthony Cowan Jr., 18 points, 4 rebounds, 5 assists. That was basically it today as far as the individual efforts. Now, how in the world did Illinois get the job done? There's a few things that come out at me. Illinois, they were 25 of 59 from the field for 42.4%. Maryland shot a little bit better from the field, 20 of 45 for 44.4%. At the free throw line, it was very close. Illinois, 20 of 22 for almost 91%. The big thing was for Maryland, turnovers. 21 turnovers in the ball game. That really killed them right there. And the three-point shooting, Illinois was 8 of 23 for 34.8%. And the three-point shooting for Maryland, 6 of 19 for 31.6%. Illinois coach Brad Underwood said after this game, "I was never so proud of my team's performance and the way we played. We did what we had to do, and we got the job done." And Maryland coach Mark Turgeon said, "I was disappointed with our team's performance in the second half. I really was. We couldn't do anything. We couldn't execute. We just couldn't do anything." To give you an idea how this game went, in the second half, Illinois shot 50% from the field, 13 of 26. They were 6 of 14 from three-point land, and they were a perfect 16. They were almost perfect at the free throw line in the second half, going 16 of 17. And they also outscored Maryland 48 to 33 in the second half. I don't even think Maryland didn't even come out to answer the bell. There was no answer to the bell. They couldn't get anything going. It was just ridiculous on how this game went. So what does this all mean now? Illinois, the only way they're going to the big dance is if they win the conference tournament, because their resume is just pathetic. But anyway, Maryland, this loss is going to kill them dearly, because they were right in the middle of that battle, that 5-team battle that I talked about last night before this game. I said Maryland had to have a great week just to stay with Michigan and Michigan State. Done now. In Illinois, what can you say? Brad Underwood, congratulations. A big victory over number 13 Maryland today. You guys got the job done. And I'm going to say this right now. When you take a look at these numbers right here, I know they may be inside and they may be the other way. You couldn't see them really well. Right here. You don't make this stuff up. I crunch everything. And if you look at the second page, it's the truth. I'm not making this up. I saw this earlier. And that's all I can say. But as far as Maryland, this loss hurts them plenty. And Mark Turgeon has every right to be upset about the way that Maryland performed in the second half of that game. That was the biggest upset of the day. Hard to believe, but I'm going to say this right now. A victory well worth it. And it was a great day in college basketball for the Illinois Fighting Illini. They've struggled. They've lost like 6. They haven't beaten a ranked team since like 2016. They beat the biggest one of them all. And I'm going to say this right now. Next year, look for Illinois to get back. They'll be back. They have some struggles. This may be the year. Maybe next year they'll come back and maybe they'll be better than ever. I really hope so. And I really hope they do. All right. Let's talk about the game of the day in the Big East. And this was wild. Marquette, number 12 Marquette beat Xavier today, 87-82. This was crazy today too. Xavier, for the game, 29 of 58, they shot 50% from the field. Marquette, 28 of 58 for 48.3%. Marquette today went on a three-point barrage, 14 of 25 for 56%. They also shot 17 of 20 at the free throw line. That's 85%. But as far as Illinois, as far as Xavier, they only went 8 of 18 for 44.4% from three-point land. They didn't shoot too bad either. At the free throw line, that kind of killed them. 16 to 22 for 72.7%. Now, Xavier did out-rebound Marquette today 34-30. And Xavier did out-assist Marquette today 15-10. Xavier only had 10 turnovers all game long. And that was it. But let's think about this. What decided it? I got the brother threat and the other. I actually had it was a Marquette triple threat that really gave him the game today. Marcus Howard, 31 points, 5 rebounds, 4 assists, 2 steals. Joey Hauser, 21 points, 5 rebounds. Sam Hauser, 20 points, 9 rebounds, 2 assists. Now Xavier didn't play too bad either. Paul Scruggs, 21 points, 4 rebounds, 5 assists, 3 steals, 1 block today. Tyreek Jones, 21 points, 11 rebounds. Najee Marshall, 16 points, 3 rebounds, 2 assists. Quentin Gooden, 10 points, 3 rebounds, 3 assists. And I want you to think about these two. Marquette coach Steve Wojciechowski said after the game, we got the job done. It was a great game all the way around. And we did what we had to do. And think about this too. Marcus Howard shot 10 of 22 from the floor today. And that includes 4 of 9 from beyond the arc. That's on the world. They got the job done. And this was Marcus Howard's 5th 30-point game this season. That is impressive. I don't care who you are. No one, and that's why I had him down as one of my picks for the Wooden Award. I said it last night. He would be one of my guys that I would pick to take the Wooden Award. And you can still go to the bank with that. All the way. Now, as far as Xavier's Travis Steele goes, he said, we had a chance to win it. We had a chance to get the job done. We didn't. We just couldn't do it. I mean, the shooting barrage for both teams were crazy. I mean, Marquette had 7 of 14 shots in the first 10 minutes. It wasn't until the 10:40 mark they finally had to call a timeout just to get these guys to stop because everybody was going on a shooting barrage. And also for Xavier, they fall to 9-4 at the Cinta Center. And Najee Marshall injured his right shoulder trying to guard Marcus Howard. So that kind of affected his game today. That really didn't help him either. But the bottom line is Marquette is keeping pace with Villanova in the Big East race. And Xavier, cross them out. I think the only way they're getting into the big dance now is that they win the Big East tournament. What a game this was. Xavier had a chance to put it away. They had a chance to win it, but they gave it away in the closing minutes. And that's all you can say. That game was crazy. This is the Big East. And it's the Big East, baby. That's all you can say. And I know I've said before, the Big East is weak. Go outside of Villanova and Marquette, the Big East is weak. And a lot of people have said it, and I'm starting to go along with that. I know it shouldn't sound like this, but the facts are the facts. And it's going to be very interesting to see how this goes the rest of the way. And I'm going to say this right now. Look for the Big East to get a little bit more crazy because I know it's January 26th, but it's not too early to be talking about the conference tournaments. The conference tournaments are just a little bit over a month away. But anything can happen, and it usually does. Now, you talk about an upset, a major upset in the Big Ten, a crazy game in the Big East. How would you like to go to the ACC? What, Clemson, NC State. I didn't even have this game on my watch list last night. I should have listened to my gut feeling, but I didn't, and I messed up. NC State beats Clemson 69-67 on a Braxton Beverly three-pointer at the buzzer. What a game this was. NC State, 24-54 from the field, 44.4%. Clemson, 25-51 for 49%. Clemson did not make a single three-pointer in the ball game. NC State, 9-24 for 37.5%. That was a deciding factor. If you go outside of Braxton Beverly's three-pointer at the buzzer, the 9 for 24 for 37.5%, and Clemson going 0 for 7 from three-point land for the game, that decided it right there. And NC State, 12 of 13 at the free throw line for 92.3%. Clemson shot 17 to 26 from the free throw line for 65.4%. Now, Clemson did out-rebound NC State 33-26. Both teams did have 15 turnovers, but NC State out-assisted Clemson 11-5. For the game for NC State, C.J. Bryce, 15.7 rebounds, 2 assists. Braxton Beverly, 12 points, 4 rebounds, 5 assists. Markel Johnson, 16 points off the bench and 2 assists. For Clemson, Marquise Reed, 19 points, 8 rebounds, 2 assists. Elijah Thomas, 18.6 rebounds, 3 block shots today. And I'll tell you what, Braxton Beverly, I don't know if he'll be the new big man on campus or not, but I'm going to tell you this. He only went, before that three-pointer at the buzzer, he went 2 for 9 from the floor, missed all 4 three-point attempts, and they still got the job done. Clemson, on the other hand, Coach Brad Brownell, he was disappointed. 2 of 8 from the free throw line in the final 34.9 seconds. 5 of 17 they only went 5 of 17 from the floor. They missed 8 of their last 10 free throws, for crying out loud. Marquise Reed, he's a fifth best free throw shooter in ACC history. He went 0 for 4 in the final seconds. How crazy was that? And on top of that, this allowed NC State to go on an 8-0 run in the final 19 seconds of that ball game. The final 30 to 45 seconds in a close game is usually what separates the men from the boys. NC State coach Kevin Keatts said after that game, "We have a team that believed in themselves." Braxton Beverly, he went 0 for 4. He may have only went 1 for 5 from three-point land, but they still found a way to win. It wasn't pretty, but they got the job done. And Braxton Beverly said after that game, "I am so glad I made that three-pointer. Had I missed that and we lost to Clemson at home, this would have been the most embarrassing moment in our entire lives." And I'm going to say this. We squeaked out a victory tonight. We squeaked out a victory today, and that's all we can say. Clemson coach Brad Brownell said, "I am disappointed in my team. We choked. We choked in that game. That's all you can say. I'm very disappointed in our team's effort. I mean, 2 of 8 from the free throw line in the final 35 seconds. Only went 5 of 17 from the floor in the second half. Missed 8 of our last 10 free throws. In the 8 of our 10 last free throws, we just couldn't get the job done." And Marquise Brown, he's got a lot of work to do at the free throw line, and that's all I can say. I was very disgusted with our team's performance. We choked, and that's all there is to it. Well, I got to be honest with you. Was it a choke? We don't know. But I will say this, though. Clemson found a way. NC State found a way to come back to win. After losing a disappointing game to Louisville, and Louisville destroyed Pitt today 66-51, what can you say? NC State is still alive for a shot at the ACC crown. I think right now it's going to be very interesting to see how this goes the rest of the way. And my take on this game was, Braxton Beverly, you are lucky to make that three-pointer, my friend. Had you missed that, nobody in Raleigh would have never forgiven you for that. Because that stigma of missing a three-pointer to win it. And really, they were only down by 1, so they really didn't have to go for a three-pointer to win it. But Braxton Beverly, 0 for 4, he went 1 for 5 from three-point land. But that 1-3 was the game winner at the end. And what can you say? They got the job done, and NC State is right back in the race for the ACC crown. This loss for Clemson, I think, kind of affected them. They were picked to finish 6th in the ACC. And I think that's going to be just about right for them, right for Clemson at this moment. Now, let's move on. The next game we're going to talk about is part of the Big 12 SEC Challenge. Number 14, Texas Tech versus Arkansas. This was a great game, too. Texas Tech won at 67-64. They almost threw the game away, and I'll get to that in a second. For Texas Tech, David Moretti, 21 points, 2 rebounds, 2 assists. Jarrett Culver, 15 points, 3 rebounds, 4 assists, 3 steals in the game. Matt Mooney, 12 points, 3 rebounds, 2 assists for him. Now for Arkansas, Daniel Gifford, 14 points, 5 rebounds. Jalen Harris, 11 points, 1 rebound for the game, 2 assists, 1 block, 3 steals. And Mason Jones, 11 points, 3 rebounds in the ball game for him. Now, what in the world happened today that caused this game to be close? Texas Tech, they went 22 of 43 for the field for 51.2%. This should have been an easy game. They even went 10 of 19 for three-point land for 52.6%. Arkansas, on the other hand, they went 21 of 48 as a team for the game and shot 43.8%. From three-point land, 4 of 19 for 21.1%. At the free throw line, it was ugly. Texas Tech, 13 of 19 for 68.4%. Arkansas, 15 to 26 for 69.2%. Arkansas did out-rebound Texas Tech today, 27-25. Texas Tech out-assisted Arkansas 14-6. And despite 21 turnovers, Texas Tech still found a way to win. And let's think about this for a minute. Matt Mooney shot, and also think about this too, Matt Mooney shot over 51% from the floor today in this ball game. Now, Texas Tech had 21 turnovers. 15 of those were in the first half. They almost gave it away. They didn't make another basket until after Noresi Ardonis dunked with 7:41 left in the ball game. That slam dunk came with about a little over 7.5 minutes left. Then after that, Texas Tech went cold. But I will say this for Arkansas. The 4 of 19 from three-point land hurt them dearly. And at the free throw line, they weren't much better with 69.2%. That's not very good. I don't care who you are. But Texas Tech won this ball game despite the fact they almost threw it away. And what else can you say? This was a game of attrition. This is a game that could have gone either way in the end. But the bottom line is Texas Tech pulled out the biggest victory of all over Arkansas. And I'm going to be totally honest with you. This was a game that could have gone either way, all the way to the end. And now, last but not least, I got to talk about it. Number 9 Kansas, number 8 Kentucky. It lived up to the hype today. And what can you say? Kentucky beat Kansas today 71-63. This is Kansas' second loss in 3 games. Just keep that in mind. And I'm going to tell you right now, Kansas better be thankful it was a non-conference loss. Otherwise, they'd be sitting in a very bad position at the moment. Now, Kentucky beat Kansas today 71-63. How in the world did they do it? Well, the shooting from the field was not for something I'd say spectacular. Kentucky 25 of 64 for 39.1%. Kansas 23 of 63 for 36.5%. The three-point shooting wasn't much better either. Kentucky 4 of 18 for 22.2%. Kansas 9 of 23 for 39.1%. Kansas was better from three-point land, but Kentucky was better from the field. And at the free throw line, it was almost very close. Kentucky 17 of 23 for 73.9%. Kansas 8 of 11 for 72.7%. And that's how in the world this game was close. Now Kentucky out-rebounded Kansas 49-36. They also out-assisted them 14-9. And despite 11 turnovers, Kentucky got the job done. But how in the world did Kentucky really do it? And that's his team numbers. Listen to these numbers from the guys that actually played. P.J. Washington, a double-double, 20 points, 13 rebounds. Reed Travis, a double-double for him, 18 points, 12 rebounds. Keldon Johnson, a double-double for him, 15 points, 10 rebounds. Ashton Higgins, he didn't have a double-double, but he really contributed. 12 points, 2 rebounds, 8 assists, 3 big steals in that game. Now, for Kansas, and this is where I want you to pay attention. Dedrick Lawson, 20 points, 15 rebounds, 2 assists, a double-double. And he was the only real highlight of the game. Quentin Grimes, 13 points, 2 assists. LaGerald Vick, 10.6 rebounds. That was pretty much the highlights for Kansas. Ed, I'm going to tell you right now, this was a game that could have gone either way. Kentucky coach John Calipari said, we got the victory, we got a game, we got the win tonight, we got the job done against a very good Kansas team. And despite the absence of Udaka Azubuike, they still found a way to win. And that's all there is to it. And the victory and the celebration, that's when the celebrating really started, when we got the job done. It was a big win for all of us. And it was a big win for Kentucky and for our program. We beat one of the best teams out of the Big 12. And we got the job done. Kansas coach Bill Self said after the game, it's a disappointing loss. We couldn't get the job done. I mean, we've lost the last 2 of 3 games, and our team is going in the wrong direction. Well, Coach Self nailed that perfectly. Last Saturday, they got embarrassed by they lost to West Virginia in Morgantown. Yes, they came back to beat Iowa State. They only beat them 80-76. They only beat them by 4. Is the absence of Udaka Azubuike hurting Kansas? It's showing big time now. It's really showing. The way that Kansas played against Kentucky without Udaka Azubuike in the lineup, Kansas is lost. And I've asked this question so many times. Is this the year that someone out of the pack finally wins the Big 12 and knocks Kansas off the Big 12 throne? This could be the year that it happens. Because right now, I'm not seeing anything. I mean, look. Yes, you had Dedrick Lawson had a double-double, 20 points, 15 rebounds. Quentin Grimes only had 13. LaGerald Vick only had 10. Devon Dotson only had 9. And it was ridiculous. It was bad. I've never seen a Kansas team struggle. It's their 4th. They lost in a non-conference game. Iowa State pulled off an upset over them earlier in the season. They get embarrassed by West Virginia, and now they lose to Kentucky. And I'm going to tell you right now, Kansas better be thankful that this was a non-conference game. Had this been a conference game, they'd probably about down and out by now. What can you say? This game lived up to the hype, and it was a great game all the way around, my friends. And I'm going to tell you right now, Kentucky gets the job done. Kansas is going to fall right out of the top 10. They're going to be lucky to be in the top 15 after the performance today. Bottom line. All right, ladies and gentlemen, it is now time to hand out the Scott Manning Basketball Hardwood Awards. Now, what are these Hardwood Awards worth? Just a pat on the back and an attaboy and a great job. They're not worth money or anything, but I want to recognize these guys for the hard play that they gave today. In the Maryland-Illinois game, Illinois is going to get 3 recipients. Ayu DeSamio, 20 points, 6 assists, 2 steals. Congratulations to you, sir. You are a first-time recipient of the Scott Manning Basketball Hardwood Award. Tavian Jones, 18 points, 4 rebounds, 2 steals. Congratulations to you, my friend. You are a first-time recipient of the Scott Manning Basketball Hardwood Award. Andreas Felix, 15.6 rebounds, 2 assists, 3 steals. Congratulations to you, sir. You just got yourself a Scott Manning Basketball Hardwood Award. In the Marquette Xavier game, 3 awards are going to be handed out. Marcus Howard, 31 points, 5 rebounds, 4 assists, 2 steals. Your 5th 30-point game of the season. Congratulations to you, sir. You just got yourself another Scott Manning Basketball Hardwood Award. Joey Hauser, 21 points, 5 rebounds. You, sir, just got yourself a Scott Manning Basketball Hardwood Award. And your brother's going to be joining you in this honor today, too. 20 points, 9 rebounds, and almost double-double for him and 2 assists. Congratulations to you, Sam Hauser. You just got yourself a Scott Manning Basketball Hardwood Award. In the Clemson NC State contest, 3 awards are going to be handed out. C.J. Bryce, 15.7 rebounds, 2 assists. Congratulations to you, sir. You just got yourself a Scott Manning Basketball Hardwood Award. Braxton Beverly, 12 points, 4 rebounds, 5 assists. Congratulations to you, sir. You just got yourself a Scott Manning Basketball Hardwood Award. Markel Johnson, 16 points, 2 assists. Congratulations to you, sir. You just got yourself a Scott Manning Basketball Hardwood Award. Now for the Texas Tech-Arkansas contest. I got 3 awards to hand out. David Moretti, 21 points, 2 rebounds, 2 assists. Congratulations to you, sir. You just got yourself a Scott Manning Basketball Hardwood Award. Jarrett Culver, 15 points, 3 rebounds, 4 assists, 3 steals. Congratulations to you, sir. You just got yourself a Scott Manning Basketball Hardwood Award. Matt Mooney, 12 points, 3 rebounds, 2 assists. Congratulations to you, sir. You just got yourself a Scott Manning Basketball Hardwood Award. Now for the Kansas-Kentucky contest. There's a lot of them. I got to hand out 4 of them for this game. P.J. Washington, 20 points, 13 rebounds. Congratulations to you, sir. You just got yourself a Scott Manning Basketball Hardwood Award. Reed Travis, 18 points, 12 rebounds. Congratulations to you, sir. You just got yourself a Scott Manning Basketball Hardwood Award. Keldon Johnson, 15 points, 10 rebounds. Congratulations to you, sir. You just got yourself another Scott Manning Basketball Hardwood Award. Ashton Hagans, 12 points, 2 rebounds, 8 assists, 3 steals in the game for him. Congratulations to you, sir. You just got yourself a Scott Manning Basketball Hardwood Award. Yeah, I wish, but that's not going to work. Alec Johnson. Well, and now, ladies and gentlemen, it is now time for my Game of the Day nominee. The winner, the nominees are Arkansas, Texas. All 5 of these games are worthy of a Game of the Day nominee. And the winner of the Game of the Day award goes to Clemson NC State. Braxton Beverly hits the 3-pointer at the buzzer to give NC State a 2-point win over Clemson today. So the NC State Clemson contest gets my Game of the Day award. And now, ladies and gentlemen, it is now time for my closing thoughts on this night. On this another typical crazy Saturday in college basketball, we saw everything. We saw a team so down and out in the Illinois Fighting Illini knock off one of the top dogs in the Big Ten in Maryland today. We also saw a crazy battle out of the Bigh-East. Marquette and the Xavier, they got the job done. That game lived up to the Bigh-East title as it usually does. Despite the fact, if you go outside of Marquette and Villanova, the Bigh-East is weak, that's for another time. And a lot of people have asked me, do you think Marcus Howard should be the Wooden Award winner? Only time will tell that. Marcus Howard, 5 games of 30 points or more. It's worthy of it. Bottom line. But I'm going to be totally honest with you. On this Saturday, when we saw NC State and Clemson come down to the wire, a lot of people have said NC State earned that victory, and other people have said Clemson gave that game away. I say it's a combination of both. When you have Clemson missing 8 of their last 10 free throws, and then you have the 5th best free throw shooter in the 5th best in ACC history going 0 for 4 down the stretch. You can't do that. As far as Kentucky-Kansas goes, that game really lived up to the hype today. And it really did. So I'm going to tell you right now, this game, all these games today were great. The big upset, Illinois, struggling all season, gets a major league victory. They got the job done. That's all you can say. But what a Saturday it was. What will next Saturday bring? We don't know. We got a lot of games on Sunday, so keep that in mind. I may be back here Monday morning. I haven't decided yet. But I'm going to be honest with you. This Saturday in college basketball was crazy. And as the week goes, so how everything goes this week, it depends on what happens. There will be major changes to the next bracketology report, I can tell you that. That's one thing I can say for sure. And the conference races, they've just got shaken up a little bit more. But it has been another crazy Saturday in college basketball. And that's all I can say on this night. All right, folks, I'm going to go ahead and get on out of here. I want to thank you guys so much for being with me here tonight. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel. My name is Scott Manning. All you have to do is type my name, scroll down, look for this pretty face, and click subscribe, and you'll see all the sports videos I have done so far. I want to thank you guys so much for being with me here tonight. You guys have a great night. Thank you so much for being with me, and God bless. Good night, everybody, and thank you.